There are certain wrestling moves that are insanely hard to execute, and the margin for error in these moves is so small that one small mistake in the move can result in a serious injury. As some of these moves in this list are so hard to perform and so dangerous that WWE have decided to outright ban them. Well, which moves are they? Well, join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 of the hardest wrestling moves to pull off. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 10. The Reverse Sharpshooter, No Lock Sharpshooter. The Sharpshooter is one of the most famous finishing moves of all time. Perfected by the hitman Bret Hart, the move looks so deadly, and when executed correctly, it looks like it can make any wrestler of any size tap out. Now, there is an alternative version of the Sharpshooter known as the Reverse Sharpshooter, or as it's sometimes referred to, the No Lock Sharpshooter. A video surfaced of Mustafa Ali performing the move on social media, and the move looks insanely hard to pull off, and likely explains why no current wrestler is using the move in any major promotion. Now, the move involves applying the sharpshooter, but instead of the wrestler facing their opponent whilst applying the move, they face the other way. This makes for a smoother transition, but it's very easy to see where it could all go wrong. Number 9. Rolling Chaos Theory. Considered by many to be one of the best variations of the German suplex, the Rolling Chaos Theory, or simply the Rolling German Suplex, is a move that's been mastered in the past 2 decades. Used by names such as Chad Gable, Bryan Danielson, and AJ Styles, the move involves a wrestler performing a standard waistlock. The wrestler will then continue the waistlock into the turnbuckle, and then they will proceed to roll out of the turnbuckle and perform a huge German suplex whilst maintaining the waistlock at all times. This is traditionally followed by a bridge-style pin to give extra leverage. The move, if done correctly, can look like one of the best moves in pro wrestling, but it's extremely hard to maintain the waistlock throughout the move, especially if the move is performed towards the end of a long matchup. Number 8. Release German Suplex from the top rope. Speaking of German suplexes, there is yet another variation of the move which involves the move being performed now from the top rope. This move is extremely scary to pull off, as the margin for error is so small that it can result in a serious neck injury. The move is often used in matches between Team Hell No and The Shield between 2012 and 2013, as Daniel Bryan would perform the move on Seth Rollins. To make sure the move was safe as possible, Rollins would sell the move by performing a moonsault and landing face first rather than landing right on his neck. The move is rarely seen on WWE TV these days, as it's far too dangerous, but nevertheless, when it's performed, it's truly breathtaking to see. Number 7. FigureEight. The figure 4 leg lock is often replicated, but other versions have rarely touched the legendary Ric Flair's version of the move. However, there is a version of the move which is known as the FigureEight, which is even harder to master. The move is currently used by Ric's own daughter Charlotte Flair, and it involves Charlotte performing a standard figure 4 leg lock, then pushing up her body into a bridge for extra leverage. Charlotte discussed the origins of the move in a 2016 interview with the Reno Gazette-Journal, as the multi-time women's champion revealed, "My coach Sarah Del Rey and a couple of other people in the ring were like, 'Oh, you can bridge out of that. That's cool.' Then NXT wrestler Simon Gotch said, 'You can call it the FigureEight because it's twice as good as your dad's.' Number 6. Burning Hammer. Fans were shocked when AJ Styles hit a burning hammer on Riddle on Raw in 2021, as the move is notoriously dangerous and WWE have been reserved in allowing any talent to use the move. Now, for those unaware of what the burning hammer involves, it is in essence a reverse Death Valley driver. To perform the move, a wrestler needs to pick up his opponent across his shoulders and then drive them down head and shoulders first onto the mat. As you can imagine, this can result in serious injury, and it involves full cooperation to ensure that the wrestler taking the move is as safe as possible. A variation in the move was used by former WWE star Tyler Rex, and this involved the opponent landing flat on their stomach and face rather than on their neck. This was a lot safer, and the move looked great upon execution. Number 5. Spanish Fly. When 2 wrestlers are on the top rope at the same time, fans can expect something exciting to happen. One of the most popular moves that has been used in WWE, particularly on shows such as 205 Live, has been the Spanish Fly. The move involves both wrestlers cooperating and one wrestler performing a moonsault whilst hooking their opponent for a slam. It looks amazing to witness, but the move is all about timing. If the timing is just slightly off, the move becomes a complete failure. Also, there's a good chance it could be botched and seriously injure the other wrestler. Although the move has been traditionally reserved for small wrestlers, in recent years larger superstars such as Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre have used the move to the sheer admiration of the WWE audience. Number 4. Vertebreaker. Considered to be one of the most dangerous moves in pro wrestling, the Vertebreaker has been outright banned by WWE. The move involves the wrestler underhooking their arms under their opponent's arms, and then the wrestler then twists their body around so that the wrestler is facing the ground and the opponent is standing with their back resting against the wrestler's back. Then the wrestler stands up whilst the opponent is upside down with the arms still hooked in, and then the wrestler drops to a seated position. The move was mastered by Hurricane Shane Helms, and according to Helms, the secret to pulling off the move safely is ensuring that the opponent tucks in their chin. Helms revealed, "It's easy to take, you tuck your chin. You take it like a German suplex impact. I would take a lot of impact on my upper back, which caused problems in my lower back. If I did it a couple of nights in a row, my back was jacked by the end of the loop. That's because I was taking care of the guy. I never drilled anybody. I can't see what's going on back there, so if you don't tuck your chin, you're on your own." He got pegged a little bit, but he was okay. Someone backstage said I killed him, but I had to see it back. Number 3, a top rope Canadian Destroyer. The Canadian Destroyer is one of the most popular moves used in modern pro wrestling. It involves a flip pile driver, and it's a move that can be used by any wrestler of any size. Although the move is popular, it doesn't mean that it's easy to pull off. It relies on both wrestlers being in perfect timing, and in recent years, the move has evolved to a new version which has been delivered from the top rope. Companies such as Impact Wrestling and Lucha Underground have allowed their talent to perform the move, and whilst it's truly a sight to behold, the danger surrounding the move can't be diminished. Number 2, a top rope inverted suplex. Now, there are certain wrestling moves which are hard to witness due to how dangerous they look. One of these is a top rope inverted suplex, as the move was used by Alberto Del Rio during his time spent in WWE, and the move was so incredibly hard to execute safely. The move involved Del Rio hooking his opponent in a dragon sleeper on the middle rope. Del Rio would then fall backwards, and the opponent will have to flip backwards to land safely. The move always looked rather reckless upon execution, and it was rather surprising that WWE even allowed Del Rio to deliver the move for such a sustained period. At number 1, Shooting Star Press. The Shooting Star Press is one of the best looking top rope moves in pro wrestling history, but very few wrestlers have been able to truly master the move. The move involves a wrestler propelling themselves forward off the top turnbuckle with a backflip, then they hope to land chest first on their fallen opponent. Now, the move was mastered by superstars such as Billy Kidman, and variations of the move were offered by Park and Evan Bourne, all of which were truly breathtaking. Now, the move is incredibly hard to perform, which likely explains why only a few wrestlers used it in their arsenal. Brock Lesnar found out the hard way why the move is so hard to perform. Lesnar attempted to use the move at Wrestlemania 19 in his main event match against Kurt Angle, but sadly he botched the move and Lesnar almost broke his neck. But there you have it, folks, 10 of the hardest wrestling moves to pull off. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.